Hey, it's Mikey B. It is 3:30 p.m. on Friday, the 18th. Just got back from Social Gym a little while ago, and wanted to shoot a quick video blog just to update and kind of just level with some people and just kind of share what I've learned today. So, what is Social Gym and where did it come from? So, Social Gym is a collaboration of me and Brian's thoughts, while influenced by the rest of the team, on how we can maintain our social skills and maintain a process of self-improvement on social skills. So the one thing that we started doing was, let's figure out a way that we can keep going and keep developing our social skills from somewhere where they were to where they are now. And so, if you think about sarging, so if you think about pickup, and pickup says, you need to sarge, you need to go out and sarge with your buddies. Well, social jam is kind of like sarging, except using social dynamics, and you actually have a purpose, other than, banging a ton of girls. Technically, I guess it could do that, but the one thing about social gym is that it's unique for everybody. Today, we went out, and we were actually going to go down to the library, and we ended up going to the Art Center of Calgary, which was a good decision. What we used to do was just go and hit the streets. We used to just, literally go out, find, a decent area on the streets where there's lots of people, and just approach, which was good. It was scary. Even, at the gym, when you first start going to the gym, it's uncomfortable for that first while. But now, when I was, going hard out on the streets, it's, starting to get to a point where I'm, imbalanced. Where I'm working on something that isn't as important. It's like if I was doing too much chest at the gym, or, too many compound movements. Now I need to start doing more, I think they're called kettlebells, or kettlebells. And you just throw them up, and you're it's good because it's swimming in the fact that you end up working out your whole body. So if you take that concept from working out and apply it to socializing, we were doing the same thing over and over. It was crazy. It helped me out a lot. But now it's come to a point where the growth has stopped, and we were continuing to beat that dead horse, and we weren't getting as much value that we first did. So we started thinking, what the fuck? What do I do to take that to the next level where I can actually be growing and still enjoy that burn? But also, you'll find when you start going to the gym, you'll be working out, and, it'll suck. And for that first little while, it'll suck every day after the gym. But you know you're doing good because you're burning. You feel that intensity. Now, with going out, I find that it's very similar, right? You feel that intensity, but the difference is eventually you get to a point where you're doing it so much, and you understand that process so well that you end up actually embracing what it was. So every day after the gym, you feel good, right? You feel that emotional high. So today, what we did was we actually went to the art center and just felt it out. We went in there and just kind of I went into a couple stores and then started talking with this one guy, this artist, a local artist, who has actually started years ago. He was 5 years old when he decided he wanted to be an artist. And I thought this was fucking badass. This made me feel so intrigued that things that he said were every day, you've heard, I actually talked about this with Cam, and you've probably heard where it's every day you need to be learning something new. But what I feel too is that that's miscommunicated a lot of the time. What would be even better is just how can I get value out of my life every day? And as I was actually leaving from talking with this guy, I'm just man, I've had so much value out of this conversation. I'm so happy that I came in here. And he looks at me and he was kind of you should get value every day that you live. And it was just I couldn't even say anything because I didn't need to say anything. It was just a really good point. he wakes up every day and he's just like, he just lives that day for what it is. And the fact he's actually got Parkinson's disease. So this was really interesting for me because this gentleman here has all these like boundaries in his way. All these different like people coming at him and telling him he can't do what he wants. But he has decided, no, like I'm going to keep going. I'm going to like level that up. So what does this have to do with Social Gym? Well, we started Social Gym just going on the streets. So what are we doing now? So the way that Social Gym is like leveling up, the way that like that program is leveling up, like not even just for me, but for like everybody involved, is that like we're still going to be hitting the streets because that makes sense. But we're also going to start hitting dope events and just like going to dope events and just meeting people that are passionate about whatever that is. Like whether it's like an art festival, a film festival, an event at Ubu Lounge for like violinists, for instance. I don't know, like whatever, right? Like you can have all these different like genres of people. And the idea is that you're actually like going into a social circle and seeing the people, like everybody around it. And then like choosing who you want to hang out with, who you want to meet, using social dynamics. And it's so amazing because it's like, it gives you that intensity. It gives you that burn. And even today, like I talked with this guy for about an hour and a half. And it was just like, it was so fulfilling. It felt so good. And he said to me that the important thing is not to sell his art. The important thing is for people to appreciate it. That's where the value is. Yes, he has to like, he's like, yes, I have to pay my bills. I have to do what it takes. But the big thing that he said that kind of like pushed it to that next level that really made sense was that he said like he doesn't try and sell everybody that comes in there. And like a lot of people were actually asking him how much money or how many hours he spent making a painting. And he just says, like, this blew my mind. He said that his whole life. Because that is how he's felt up until that point. That painting is everything that's happened in his life, all of his experience put into that painting. And then the next one is the same thing. It's like a draw of results and an expression, a dynamic of him. So what I started thinking is every approach that you make, that approach is you and the sum of your experience of your life. Like your level that you're at is what you're painting at. Because you started here and you're always growing. Whether you like it or not, you're growing. It's just like in the right areas. So when somebody asks him like how much of this time has he spent painting this picture, he's not like, okay, so like from here to here, this is what I spent on it. He's like, no, from start to present moment. And I was just like blown away by that. So loving life lately, man. I just wanted to go through here. There's a couple other things I wanted to go over. A lot of people forget we're still uncomfortable. I made a phone call this week that I was incredibly uncomfortable to do. And I'm happy that I made it. I was like, I've never been felt that retarded and that scared. But it reminded me a lot of on boot camp, how students feel. And how I can really relate to that because it just is, man. So I started thinking about how I can level myself up is lifestyle. Things like if you think of a guy who's got a badass lifestyle, he's got dating handled. He's got the friends handled. He's got the purpose and passion handled. He's got the network handled. You know what I mean? Everything, the internal mindsets to get where he wants to go, everything's handled by lifestyle. And they started thinking it's like we say we're a lifestyle company, but what really is a lifestyle company? If people who are involved with us aren't upgrading their lifestyle, me included. So now I really decided that Social Gym is going to be an ever-evolving lifestyle workout. How can I improve my lifestyle today? Who can I meet that would make my life better? What can I do that will allow me to continue working on every aspect of my life? And just continuous improvement. Feeling that that feedback that you're consistently getting is just really worth the time. So I just wanted to say if anybody does have any feedback for me here, Hit me up. My email is mikeyb@kingpinsocial.com or michaelbroadfoot@gmail.com. Hit me up, give you some feedback. I love hearing from you guys, so